Tudor FXD and one less Pelagos in the house. Let's check it out. Well, bam! What is going on? It is good to be back in the car today. Haven't done a car video in a little bit, in a hot minute. And I am rocking the FXD on the carrier strap from Haveston. Love you, Alex. Love your strap. Could not be happier with this strap. And coming at you with heartbreak. Not heartbreak. Watch break. No watch break. Heartbreak over watch. I had to move on the Tudor Pelagos left-hand drive, but it went to a buddy, a watch buddy, AG. You know who you are, a friend of mine through the channel. We just got to watch talking, and when I announced that the left-hand drive was up for sale, he's like, "Yo, D, I think I need that watch." And sure enough, we did it, and he got the friend price, and I'm overjoyed that he loves it. It's gone to a good home, and I am one Pelagos light in the watch box, so figured that was well worth sharing. Room a zoom zoom and a boom boom, shake your rump. I'm actually not sad to see the left-hand drive go, in as much as it's going to a buddy. We're probably going to meet up in LA next time I'm out there, so I'll get to see it again. And it just isn't the watch that fit me. It didn't fit me. I loved it. I think it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But you need a man's wrist to wear that watch, and he's not a man's wrist. According to Kurt, I have the wrist of a 13-year-old girl, which is also not true, but he just likes to break my huevos. So now I'm freed up to wear my Tudor Pelagos 39 with absolute freedom, because I'd always intended the sale of the left-hand drive to offset that purchase cost. It just so happens I bought the 39 before I sold the left-hand drive. But that left-hand drive wears somewhere in between a Submariner and a Sea Dweller, and this FXD wears a little closer to Submariner space than Sea Dweller space. But the thing with these lugs being not welded but permanent, fixed, that is the name of FXD, fixed lugs, is the lug to lug is a little bit bigger, but I love it on this Haveston multicolor blue carrier strap. Got a couple other straps for it as well. I haven't worn it on its original straps that come with it yet, partly to lock in value in case I ever need to part with it, but I had picked up a couple of Collareb straps, and I'm off. And if I want a leather strap, that's the leather pass-through I'm wearing on it. There's Sand one, or it might even be called Swamp. They got some great straps, but some silly names occasionally. So as I'm cruising around, gosh, the fat man needs to shut up and let the other man tell his story. That was one of my haters. Yeah, believe it or not, you get hurtful comments at this stage of the game, but that comment made me laugh so bad. I was shooting a video with a buddy from out in LA, and I guess the camera angle wasn't great, plus I must have been slouched, plus my shirt was disorderly, so it made it look like I was Jabba the Hutt sitting in the chair. And that comment came in, and I guess I was so excited to be talking watches, I must have been talking over my buddy. Comment: the fat man needs to shut up. Oh, I laugh about it to this day. I hope you're still watching, whoever wrote that. I'm not going to call you out. I ain't mad at it. You're probably right. I could use a few laps on the treadmill. Like, who are we kidding, right? But ultimately, haters gonna hate, ain'ters gonna ain't, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm having the time of my life talking watches. And gosh, if my own family won't listen or watch these videos, I'm grateful anyone else would. But I digress. Back to FXD. As I consider whether or not, well, the FXD, FXD was the first hype watch that I was able to get. When it first came out, at least in my town, it was hype. You couldn't get your hands on it. I stumbled into mine more or less by accident. I hit up my AD via phone one day. I was like, hey, do you have this? Do you have that? And she was like, no. I'm like, how about an FXD? She's like, well, I do have one. The customer is supposed to drive in today 3 hours from so-and-so. I'm like, well, if they're not picking it up and they don't want it, can I have it? She's like, oh, let me call. So sure enough, she called them. They're like, nah, give it to the other guy, meaning me. And I picked it up. And was super glad to have it. I would have liked to have gotten the 2021, the ones that were released, the very first release, like October to December that year, because those have the additional cachet of being first gen. And wherever I can build any modicum of value into a purchase, I do. Not the end of the world. I don't know that I'll be parting with this, but gosh, the redundancy factor. You know, when they released this in black dial, I wasn't all that impressed. Okay, I guess it made sense because blue can, you know, this is a very blue watch. But the only other model I would love to have from the Pelagos line is the actual military service members who buy this. They can instruct Tudor or tell them whether they want a left-hand drive or a right-hand drive version of this watch. So there are versions of this that are military stamped, issued, with the crown on the left-hand side. That's the only thing that I would have preferred for this, but talk about a unicorn. I think every now and then one shows up. I think Luna Oyster out of Florida had one. I know he had pictures of one on there. The guy gets some cool watches. I bought a watch off of him back in the day. And so I had a good experience with him. But I don't know what else is coming along in the Pelagos line. If I had to guess, probably a blue version of the 39. Oh wow, that actually would be rather nice. Titanium, 39 millimeters, blue, more or less I consider the 39 millimeter one to be Tudor's best dive watch made ever. Like, in the modern era, absolute perfection, proportion, except for that lug width. Why, Tudor? Why? You did not need to make an UGG width on that beauty. I see that watch always being in the collection as my Tudor dive watch, whereas I don't know about this one. It's not as versatile as the other one. Gosh, why didn't they just do 20 millimeters for the lug width on that? Maybe I should write the home office in Tudor. No, they're not going to write me back. Somewhat comical bookend on the Jardur episode, where I shared the Golden Ronin watch. I put a lot of work into that episode. It was a bit of fun. Check it out if you haven't. Jardur is an incredible brand, great military history, just like these Tudor watches. And I went deep dive into Ronin to see about identifying the specific watches worn in the film. And that part happens at the end, almost like an end cap of the video, where it's pretty obvious what De Niro was wearing. And Gregor, the bad guy, it's very obvious what he was wearing, that Pulsar calculator watch. But Jean Reno, his character, had a chronograph on, white dial, 2 register, gold, probably gold plated considering, you know, the casting of that character. And I was trying to figure out which watch it was, and I really couldn't. I'm betting on Yema, him being from France, and and it was actually shot over there too. I could picture that being a Yema. But the funny thing is, I wrote the actor Jean on Instagram to see if he remembered and wouldn't mind letting me know. I wrote him in English and in French, but it's pretty funny. I mean, he only has 24,000 followers on Instagram, which is a lot, but that's not a lot for a celebrity. He wouldn't be considered A-list. I guess he'd be considered B-list. Fabulous actor, but he's not, a tent pole. He's not doing Brad Pitt tent pole stuff or Tom Cruise stuff, but amazing actor nonetheless. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed he hasn't gotten back to me. The pompous arrogance of me to expect a reply to such a random question is funny in and of itself. But why not? I mean, if he's in between shoots, his assistant probably came up to him. Oh, Jean, we have a message. We have a message from America, from Hobby of Hours. Okay? It'd be funny if he gets back to me. If he gets back to me, I'm going to do an end cap, another Jardora episode with it in his response. I think I'll just keep writing him and writing him and writing him until he replies. Do the Bud Fox Gordon Gekko strategy. Because why not? I mean, I don't know what his shooting schedule is. He might just be eating, gourmet meats and cheeses and having a bottle of vino over in France, for all I know. Yeah, dude, help me out. Help satisfy my petty curiosity. But I uploaded the Blu-ray snippets and the time captures for all of the watch spotting in there. So if you want to take a poke at it, good luck. I did the best that I could, but I generally really enjoy doing watch spotting in films. Lone Wolf McQuaid and I talk about that periodically. That dude's knowledge of films, particularly older films, is he's well steeped in that. What's up, brother? Shout out. Check out his Instagram. He puts together these super cool dioramas of Star Wars characters and watches. Super rad. And he's another watch buddy that I made through doing this. So expanding the hobby, sharing the hobby, making new friends, and goofing off. That's how we do. All right, I'm fixing to go pick up some food for dinner. This has been your Tudor Pelagos debate. Should this one stay? Should it go? Now that I have the 39, the 39 fits me like a dream. This one's a little big on my 13-year-old girl wrist, Kurt. And it's time for the fat man to shut up and peace out. All right, we will catch you in the next one. Hope that wherever you are in this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, that you are blessed, and we will see you when we see you. All right, peace. Pick up a book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. We've got line art, oil paintings, steampunk, and even super duper realistic ones. Ones that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a good bit of fun and a great way to share your support. Thanks for coming along on the ride.